Hi, my name is Megumi, and in this presentation I will share some information about Julieta Martinez and how she's made an influential impact in our generation. As you can see here in this slide, these are the 5 main points I will be presenting. Firstly, I will give a short biography of Julieta, mainly talking about her life before she became recognized. Secondly, her main achievements. Third point, an interview with Julieta. And the fourth point, explain why she's worth talking about. And lastly, a message from Julieta for other young and ambitious activists like her. Before we begin, I'd like to apologize if my accent's a little bit off when mentioning her name and other foreign words. Moving on, I'd like to give a short introduction on the person I'll be talking about. So, who is Julieta Amara Martinez? To sum up, she's a 17-year-old Chilean climate and gender equality activist. Many of the titles she's gained make her so, among which are as follows. Julieta is a member of the United Nations Entity for Gender Equality and the Empowerment of Women, also known as UN Women. She's a founder of the regional action platform Tremendas, which I'll further explain. She's a co-founder of the Latinas for Climate movement, a World Wildlife Fund ambassador, or WWF, and a member of the Ashoka Young Agents of Change network. As you can tell, she's made and is making a lot of impact at a reasonably young age. How did she get here, you may ask? This leads us to her short biography. From a young age, Julieta has been diagnosed with type 1 diabetes, and while she was able to afford an insulin pump, she realized that many other children could not count on that privilege. At around the same age, she noticed a disparity in access to healthcare equipment in Chile, and started to become more interested in social activism. At 10 years old, she took her first step embarking on her changemaker journey by attending a march with her family to demand that diabetic pumps be a part of the OG plan, a universal healthcare plan in Chile. As her participation in the march left her with heightened curiosity, the plan to take action had only just begun. In setting the groundwork for her path towards social entrepreneurship and community engagement, Julieta began to forge relationships with those who were just as passionate. However, in looking for every opportunity to connect with like-minded people, she realized that there was not only a lack of support for children with diabetes, but also a lack of collaborative platforms. With that, she spent time thinking and contemplating how she could transform her ideas into action. And, shortly thereafter, she launched her very own platform, Tremendas, at the age of 15. The name translates to tremendous in English, just like the ambition she has to go with it. And ever since, she became a member of multiple organizations, invested work for sustainable development goals identified by the UN, and was chosen to travel to Madrid, where she was one of 4 young speakers at the Action for Climate Empowerment talk. Currently, at the age of 17, even under the coronavirus circumstance, she continues her journey for visibility as a changemaker and growing recognition for her beliefs. Let's now talk about her main achievements. In 2019, when she was 15 years old, she created the Tremendas platform, as mentioned earlier, which is considered a successful form of action. By then, she was a prominent activist, becoming a social entrepreneur, giving numerous public talks at schools, events, workshops, as well as recently being on Chilean CNN. Moreover, in the press, she's sometimes known as the Chilean Greta Thunberg, which, she humbly replies to, was only one of many other ambitious activists like Greta, mobilizing to attack the problems of the globe. Additionally, in the same year, she'd won the Influential Woman Award. Aside from all these, she'd managed to draw attention to her work and vice versa. Julieta got her name and success published on newspapers, had major websites written about her, and even got herself included in a book. It's safe to say that her achievements certainly won't end here. In this slide, I'd like to further explain Julieta's platform, which you can see the website of on the left. Tremendas is a youth-led organization that promotes the empowerment of young women by inviting them to use their talents and/or skills to generate social impact. This community currently consists of over 200 young women from all over Chile and Latin America who work together under the Sustainable Development Goals, or SDG. Its objective is to connect girls and young women to use their talent to support social impact causes. Talent with a purpose. Moving on to the interview between Julieta and UN Women. Do keep in mind that the interview has been translated. Beginning with the first question. What is needed to achieve equality and inclusion? She answered, To facilitate equality and inclusion, we need above anything else patience, respect, and tolerance. We need to listen to each other, first of all, to understand that there are different opinions and perspectives, and that everyone's scope of action is different. The second question is about how she imagines equality in the next 25 years, to which she answered, I imagine equality in 25 years as the world we know, as the world we want, but 1,000 times more tolerant, 1,000 times more empathic, 1,000 times more responsible for the decisions it makes, and a world in which we, women and girls, can be whoever we want, that our voice is heard, and that men and women are walking together. If we want an egalitarian society, we have to go hand in hand. The last question asks about her dream. She refers to her platform and says, I dream of an empathic and collaborative Chile, where differences do not polarize us if they do not nurture us to reach good agreements, where social impact is the protagonist, and young people are leaders of social transformation. We've come to my second last topic, which is why she's worth talking about. Surely there are many reasons why Julieta deserves recognition, especially after all the steps she's taken to make a difference. However, I've chosen two main reasons, which are, first, to gain visibility for the hard work she's done and the issues it revolves around. Not only did she bring attention to the lack of healthcare in her home country, but take measures to resolve it, and at such a young age. This definitely deserves acknowledgement. Secondly, reflecting on how far she's gotten, she could inspire young people, like us, who already have the belief and initiative to take action. She's built her own platform that accomplished in inviting hundreds of young people to join in on its objective, and it certainly has empowered and encouraged teenage girls to use their talent to make a statement, thus making a change for what she believes in. On to our last point, which I'd like to end this presentation with, her message for today's leaders. And to quote, my call for today's leaders is for them to wake up, because we're already awake. We are clear about our capabilities and our goals. The solutions are here. Just as we are a part of the problem, we are part of the solution, and we are certain that the time to act is now. We cannot continue wasting time, because if the future is truly ours, the decisions are up to us. This has to be an intergenerational dialogue. We, the youth, are not only the future, we are also the present. Here are links to my sources, and the one at the bottom is a link to Julieta's renowned platform. To end this presentation, here's a few pictures I've collected of Julieta Martinez in action. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed my presentation.